Hello again. I wanted to talk to everybody about how I go about restoring the old bolts from the '69 Chevy Nova that I'm restoring. This is an example of a before and after of the process that I do. Um, what I've done is I used to use like store-bought rust remover and tried using that, and I never found the rust removers to be that great. That they didn't do such a great job, and it seemed to take for a long time, and the stuff's very expensive. And what I did is I read the ingredients on what was in these rust removers, and it seems that phosphoric acid is the main ingredient. So what I did is I called a local chemical company and picked myself up a 4-liter jug of phosphoric acid, 85% purity. And what I do is I dilute it 50%, 50-50 in water, and then I put my mixture into an old margarine container, put my bolts in there for about a 24-hour period. You could go longer if you want, but 24 hours with this particular solution seems to work great. And there's the before and after. What a difference. You know, I make sure the threads are all good and the heads are all good. And if everything seems fine, then I go ahead and put it in the solution. So here's a bolt from 1969, and it looks fresh. It looks good. And that's how I go about cleaning my bolts. I also go as far as chasing the threads. If the threads are, look like they're in a bit of need of help, I'll just chase them with my tap and die set. And then what I do, I store them in a lubricant. I put them all stored into a margarine container filled with WD-40. So they're just sitting in a WD-40 bath until I'm ready to use them. And then what I do is, to make them black, I use this stuff called Tool Black. And what it is, it's a black protective finish for ferrous metals. And it's very simple to use. It's a chemical, and what you do is, here I got some in a little container, and I'll just show you how this stuff works. So I take my bolt, and I would fill up my container with this stuff, which is reusable. And you sit it in there. I'll just show you at the end of this one bolt what happens. Basically right before your eyes. You can see it changing color and bubbling up. And you leave them in the solution for about 15 minutes. I'm not going to leave this in there that long, obviously. I'm just showing you quickly how this stuff works. And what I do when I'm finished is I strain it through a coffee strainer back into a separate bottle, and the old solution works too. So a jar goes a far way. And I pick this chemical up at my local machine shop supply company. But you can see how that's turning this black. And they come out really nice. So I hope everybody's having a good day. And everybody's progress on their cars is coming along as you would hope. So this is my process for saving bolts. That's as far as I'm going to take this right now, because we don't want to be here for 15 minutes. What I'll do is I'll turn the camera off, and in 15 minutes from now I'll show you how the end of this bolt turned out. So we'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Hello. Well, I'm trying to get my front wheel back on, and I had taken it apart to, I powder coated the control arms and the brake caliper bracket, and these bolts that came out from 1969. I'm just tracing the threads because I can't get the bolt on, and it was stripped at the very end. So near impossible to even get this tap on here, or this die, whatever you call it. So yeah, I'm just, I got it, I think, to where it should be as far as being right, all on 90 degrees, and about to chase these threads. I've already got it started, I hope, and it's not going to cross thread them. So that's what I'm up to right now. Oh, it's tired in hell. I'm going to need both hands here. Get some oil on this thing. I'll bring you back when I got this thing done. I need both hands. I was trying to show you how I could do it. I thought I might be able to do it with one hand, but I can't. So let me chase this thread. Hopefully I'm not cross-threading it. And we'll be back. Thank you. Okay, I think I got it. By golly, I think I've got it. So yeah, saved a bolt from 1969. I actually have new bolts going in when I put all the new brake rotors and A-arms, control arms, and all that in. Right now I'm just trying to get the old steering linkage, which is trashed, back in, just so I have steering, and I want to get the front of my car back on its wheels because I want to lift the rear end up and work on that rear. I got to take the rear tire off to work on the rear wheel well and get that all sorted out. So just showing you, this worked out fine. Chasing the threads. I think I got it, actually. It's not cross thread. It wouldn't move this nice if it was a bad job. So there you go, chasing a thread with a die. That's a 1/2 inch 20, I believe, or 18, or no, it's a 1/2 inch 20. So we'll let you go. And we'll bring you back when I got some more progress today. Cheers. Okay, so here it is after about 15 minutes. You can see how it's turned black. And the longer you keep it in, the nicer that coating becomes. But that's 15 minutes. And I would say to leave them in for about a good half an hour. And then you would take them out, wash them. And then you could store them until they're ready for use. But I just wanted to show you guys how I go about restoring my old bolts. I'm sure there's so many ways of doing it, but that's what's been working for me, and maybe it could work for someone else who was looking for a way to learn how to restore some old bolts. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Hello. I just wanted to show the difference between the two different bolts, the one rusted and the one that has been put through my process of restoring old rusted bolts. The one on the left has been put through my acid wash, which is a phosphoric acid mixture. Basically phosphoric acid mixed with water, 50-50 solution. And then it is sat in a solution called Tool Black, which is a machinist chemical used to put a black protective coating on ferrous metals. Now that sat in there for about 15 or 20 minutes, and that's how it came out. Normally I would sit it in there longer, but for purposes of this video, it sat in there for about 15-20 minutes just to show you. The only thing different I'm going to do now is I'm going to chase the threads on that bolt. I'm going to put it back in the solution of Tool Black, and that bolt will be perfect when it's done. It'll be perfectly restored and perfect to use back on the car again. So that is my way of restoring bolts. I know there's 100 different ways of doing it, but I'm showing you the way I do it and what works for me. And hopefully it helps somebody who's interested in restoring old bolts and basically recycling the old bolts off their cars. I want to thank everybody who watches the videos, and I want to thank all my subscribers. I have 2 new subscribers, and I want to thank them for subscribing to my channel. I hope everybody's having a great day and their projects are coming along the way they would hope they would be. And thank you very much, and cheers.